What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Kickin' at Courtside. We're here in Houston, Texas. In about 45 minutes or so, it's going to be way too hot to do this. So we're on location, MI3. We're going to get this done quick. My guest today, man, I don't want to introduce you without giving you kind of the tools of how to introduce yourself. I'm going to ask you a question. Just fill in the blank. Smooth like
butter.
All right, cool. 2023 Jaland Lowe, game smooth like butter. Here's the intro. Jaland, man, welcome on Kickin' at Courtside, where I always say we may not be on courtside, but we're always close.
Yes, sir.
You've been here at the GASO this weekend getting buckets, man. Apologize for the way I look, and probably you too. It's Sunday. You know how these grinds are at these basketball tournaments. One thing about you is I can go to your game and you turn me up, man. I love your game. I want to ask you this. If you're warming up on a court, let's say you're having an out-of-body experience. You're on the court right now, and I come up to you, you're a fan in the stands now. And I said, hey, this Jaland Lowe kid, he's pretty good. What does he do well? What would you tell me?
I'd say he's a pretty good facilitator. He plays pretty fast, and he likes to get his teammates involved. He's not too selfish. He likes to see everybody do well, so that's all I really say.
I'll be like, oh, okay. You know, what is
but he can.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else can he do?
One sec.
Yeah.
He can go get his when he needs to, though.
Okay.
When he needs to, he can go get his.
Okay.
He's a point guard.
So should I stay for the game or should I go somewhere else and watch?
Nah, you stay for the game.
It's gonna be a show?
Oh yeah.
All right, bet. No, I appreciate you being on. Talk to me a little bit. You know, you kind of had I wouldn't say a blow up junior year, but I mean, I think your recruitment really picked up. Why do you think that was? I know you had a huge 47-point game, was it?
Yes, sir.
Would you think kind of the buzz started from there?
Yeah, I think just a tad bit before, about maybe the third tournament of the season, I had two 40-point games. So once that happened, I think people were starting to really say, oh, Jaland Lowe, he can score a little bit. And then when I had that 47-point game, that's when it really just
kind of solidified it, right? Just kind of talk about your high school season. Obviously, I tell everybody, you know, there's only really one state champion. Yeah. So most people are going to go home disappointed at the end of the season. But tell me what you kind of learned from this season and the positives.
Oh, we've got a good upside for next year. I mean, we didn't finish it how we wanted to. I mean, that's fine. But, you know, at least we know what we're looking forward to next year. It was a great year. I mean, I liked what I saw from our team. I mean, we only brought back two players from last year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, seeing everybody was new and that we gelled really well together, I'm looking forward to next year. Good.
Now tell me, like, I'm sure you got a lot of confidence coming off that season. How do you take that and go into an EYBL season? Because for those people that may have seen the EYBL, but until you're in it up close and personal, and you've played 17s last year, so just kind of tell me how your mindset's going into this EYBL season. Because this time next week, you're going to be preparing for your fourth game in Orlando at the EYBL. So just kind of tell me where your mind is right now going into that.
Trying to help my teammates understand that we got to be poised, be calm. A lot of these teams are, you know, sometimes they're going to be bigger than us, stronger than us, but we just got to play our game. I've seen how teams have played in the EYBL, how the games are played. There's shot clocks, and you got to play fast. But as long as we just play our game, we'll be just fine.
Give me some thoughts about this weekend. You're at the GASO. You know, y'all are going to play 3 or 4 games? 4. You're about to play another one right now. You just played one this morning. Kind of talk about what you're working on within your game, just trying to get yourself as ready as possible, because this year, you know, it's not only EYBL, but it's live period right away.
Yes,
you know, usually live period starts in late April. Well, next week the coach is going to be right there. What are you trying to work on your game this weekend to just kind of finalize that preparation?
Trying to be a more vocal leader out there. I'm trying to play really fast. That's what you got to do at the next level. And I'm just trying to prepare for this EYBL session. Everybody's going to be playing. Everybody's gonna be good, but I just gotta find a way to stick out more than others. So. And
I think one thing that last year I was at the Peach Jam, and it was limited amount of fans. Like I think each team got, you know, but I think this year if they open it back up, the one thing you said about being a vocal leader, you're gonna have to take that to another level. Because everybody's in their hype. You can feel the energy, you can feel the buzz. It's gonna be even crazier this year. Because I mean the EYBL is going on for so long. You got cats that are flying all over the country. that missed it last year that are going to be there. I think it's just going to be a wild atmosphere. So yeah, being that vocal leader will really be important for you.
Yes, sir.
But I'm excited for you. So let's transition. I've been doing this since 2014, and with Pops running Texas Pro, you know, I saw a lot of dudes come to the gym. The one story I always talk about was I was doing clock and book at the GASO, and Texas Pro was on Duncanville High School, Court 1. And all of a sudden, this dude comes in late on Texas Pro, looks like LeBron James, has a LeBron James Skills Academy backpack on, doesn't stretch, ties his shoes on, checks into the game, hammer dunks. It's on Brad Baller's live video, Daniel House, man.
Yeah.
So that was the first time I was like, oh, this Texas Pro team. And I was doing clock and book at the time, so I didn't really know what it was about. Kind of tell me, you know, give me a story growing up, like who are some of the guys that you looked up to on that Texas Pro team?
Daniel House is definitely one. He was on one of the first teams my dad made at Texas Pro. It was so fun watching him.
And how old were you at that time?
Man, I was elementary. I don't remember how old. I was elementary though, and it was so fun watching him. It was dunk. I was looking forward to seeing that big dunk play from him. But like, he could shoot the ball, everything. But many guys I played for my dad, and like the 3 people that I probably liked the most is because they also play guard was Chandre Jones, Isaiah Taylor, and Galen Robinson.
Robinson was nice.
They were probably my 3 favorites, just because as a kid I was always around them, and to see how my dad coached them and how good they were when they were playing, and now to see my game translate, and I try to put some of their game into my game now. So trying to just do that, I mean, it comes full circle. I mean, it was really cool to see him play.
And I think the cool thing with you is you have a younger brother that's looking at you. I mean, he's a little older than you were at the time, but looking at the way your game is. And I feel like anytime an older brother can like set the building blocks for the younger brother, like he has a chance, man.
Yes,
kind of talk about, what do you see in his game? He's starting to grow up a little bit.
Oh yeah, he's a feisty one, man.
Yeah.
He's a tough one. He'll get underneath you, push you around a little bit. He's not the biggest on the court, but it don't matter to him. But you know, his game's still developing. He at his age, he's probably got maybe a little bit better court vision than me. He passes the ball really well. That's what I like about his game as a point guard. So seeing that, I mean, I'm very happy for him.
Yeah, man, those Texas Pro guys. I mean, Jared Allen, when he came to the GASO, I was like, who is this, man?
Yes.
And like that was transitioning right into where there wasn't as much social media. Because when I picked up the camera, it was Brad, Take My Talent was doing a little bit, but that was really it.
Yeah.
So when you see a lot of these guys, you know, you're like, oh, I don't see too much on them. So when Jared Allen comes in with the crazy footwork, arms from here to the Woodlands and from where we are right now, it was the real deal. So I think, yeah, you definitely had the upper hand growing up around that, and kind of you had a lot of guys to really show you, like, put your game after.
Yes, sir.
I forgot Isaiah Taylor played for Texas Pro. He was quick.
Man, super fast.
You faster than Isaiah Taylor?
No, I'm not gonna say that yet. Nah, Isaiah was a little too fast.
Yeah, no, I think with your pace and your speed, man, like that's why you're one of my favorite players that I cover. Okay, so we'll finish with this, you know. This stuff moves quick. We're talking about you in elementary school watching these guys. Now you're on the biggest stage going to the EYBL. What do you need to do between now and Friday when your first game in the EYBL is, mentally, physically, recovery? Like, what is your process for this week to get ready for that?
Really just get my mind right, get my body right, make sure I'm healthy going into this EYBL sessions, because it's going to be a long journey. So I'm going to check up on my guys, make sure we go hard in practice, make sure we got everything right, because I don't want to go outside this year. So I'm going to try and do everything I can to help get me and my teammates ready for EYBL.
Energy-wise, nervous energy, just excitement? Are you like, holy crap, man, I'm already at a 17U, like this is my last year?
Probably nervous and excitement, because I mean, yeah, this is what me and some of my guys, we didn't realize, like, until like probably our 5th practice was like, every time they said 17s on this, and we were like, wow. Yeah, right. This is our last year. We used to look up to these people, 17s all the time, and now we're 17. So, I mean, coming into this last season, I'm nervous because, you know, it's the last, but I'm excited because what where we get to play, who we get to play in front of. So it's going to be great.
The one advice I'll give you, last year, as you know, with the EYBL, y'all played like all the games straight back to back. Now this year with sessions, each game's important, obviously, but after each session, the reset. You know, whether you go 4-0, 3-1, 2-2, 1-4, 0-4, there's going to be a reset. And you as a leader, like you talked about, you're going to reach out to your guys. You got to make sure your teammates' mental's right. You know, not everybody's going to always have the best game. So just you being a leader and a communicator, keeping everybody on the same page, understanding that, hey, regardless of what we did, we may have went 4-0, but hey, if we go get popped in session 2 and go 0-4, well, we're right back to where we started. So it's just about staying on top of those things like that. But like I've said, I tell people all the time, you're one of my favorite guards to watch. I'll give a shout out to Ryan Masson on the GASO. Like, he's even more of a fanboy than me, but I'll just say it's been a pleasure watching you grow. You know, your pops is one of the legends in this, you know, so I'm excited to see you do your thing on the biggest stage, man. So I appreciate you coming on Kicking It Courtside.
Thank you.
Where we may not be courtside, but we're always close.
For sure.
Go handle business, bro.
Yes, sir.